Thousands of Israelis are hoping to pressure Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu into accepting a deal for the release of the remaining hostages held by Hamas. The protests coming one day after the discovery of the bodies of 6 hostages, including that of Israeli-American Hersh Goldberg Polin. Today, a sea of humanity converging on Tel Aviv, the largest of many protests across Israel. And tomorrow, the country's largest trade union calling for a general strike that could shut down the country. The news of the recovery by the IDF of those 6 men and women sending shockwaves through Israel and the United States. Their remains found in a tunnel in Rafah. The parents of 23-year-old Hersh Goldberg Polin just days ago joining a protest at the Gazan border with other hostage families using a loudspeaker to shout out to their loved ones. The Goldberg Polin family now saying they are heartbroken. ABC's Britt Clennett leads us off from Tel Aviv.
Tonight, tens of thousands of protesters packing into central Tel Aviv in Israel's biggest protest since the war began, to voice their anger after 6 more hostage bodies are found in Gaza, including Israeli-American Hersh Goldberg Polin. Israeli forensics determining that Hamas shot all 6 of them at close range between Thursday and Friday morning. The protest tonight fueled by outrage at Prime Minister Netanyahu. 40-year-old Kamel Gat taken from Kibbutz Be'eri on October 7th among those 6 killed. Her cousin Gil Dickman saying Netanyahu should be held responsible for the hostage deaths.
Our Prime Minister Netanyahu decided that he wants to sacrifice her and all the other hostages to keep on fighting this war. And now we see what happens. Netanyahu, you killed them. You killed them. It might not have been you who pulled the trigger, but you placed the gun over their head.
The wife of Israeli-American hostage Keith Siegel Aviva, a former captive released in November, saying the 6 bodies returning are only adding to her deepest fear.
We got the proof of life, but you know what? It's worth nothing. It's worth nothing. Keith could be killed now. He could be tortured now, starving, and screaming for help. We need all the hostages home.
The protest now spilling over to one of Israel's main highways.
Demonstrators chanting slogans demanding Netanyahu strike a deal.
Lighting fires on this highway, screaming, why are they still in Gaza?
Earlier today, Netanyahu saying whoever murders hostages does not want a deal. Meanwhile, President Biden speaking to Hersh's parents to offer his condolences, saying in a statement he is devastated and outraged at their son's death. Rachel Goldberg and John Polin giving an emotional plea for peace at the Democratic National Convention just days ago. Hopeful for his return after Hamas released this video in April showing Hersh alive, his head shaved, missing part of his left arm. Believed to have been blown off on October 7th when Hamas terrorists took him captive at that music festival that came under attack. Tonight, his parents saying they are left with broken hearts at news of his death. Just days after the attack, Rachel and John telling David the last text messages they received from their son.
There were 2 messages in a row at 8:11. The first one said, I love you, and the second one said, I'm sorry. So I immediately knew something terrible had happened. I tried immediately to call him, and it rang and rang and rang. I wrote, are you okay? No answer. Are you okay? Let me know you're okay. And so that's the last time we heard from him, was at 8:11 Saturday morning.
And Britt joins us now from Tel Aviv, where those protests are taking place. So, Britt, how do these demonstrations compare to the ones you've seen in the past?
Mary, I've been to many of these protests over the past 11 months. Nothing has been this big. The rage there palpable. Demonstrators hoping this could be a potential turning point. And tomorrow, the Israeli business world joining in to mount pressure on Netanyahu, with 800,000 workers announcing a general strike, including at Israel's main airport. Mary?
A potential turning point indeed. Britt, thank you.